Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel for another video on Marvel Contest of Champions. I bring glad tidings. As yes indeed, I picked myself up a little Nick Fury. And there have been a few people over the last couple of days of this grind that have been saying to me,
"Rich, why go for the 4-star for? It's obviously useless."
Yeah, completely forgot about the impact on Arena, Alliance Quest, Alliance Wars, Dungeons, Event Quests, Challenges, and other types of little events that go on. Variant, Labyrinth of Legends, Realm of Legends. God, you're so right. Look, and just to appease those people, look, I do agree that it sucks that we can't use 4 stars, but it hasn't meant that since these have been required, these requirements have been put in, that people have like boycotted the game. People's back spending, they're actually spending more nowadays, so it's kind of weird. But the fact is, 4 stars can be used in other content. One of the main reasons I wanted to go for the 4-star is time. Like the amount of time that people have put into this grind. People had no weekends. Poor Katie and even Brian Grant lost sleep over getting the champion at 5-star, and it just wasn't something I wanted to do. I went to a charity quiz on Saturday night. I spent some time with M on Sunday, so I worked it around my life. So that's the thing, I want to have my life, I want to be able to have a weekend, and it kind of sucks that we're kind of drafted into this way of thinking that we've got to go so high for champions, and we're looking at people putting in 77 million, 80 million, even a point saying that the cutoff was at 50 million. Still incredibly high when you think about this game is taking over a lot of people's lives. And obviously the wallet and bank account. In this video I want to give further reasoning as to why I decided I wanted to have this character, what I felt would benefit, as well as some things that since doing a video which looked at the character in a lot more detail than we're going to do, but at the same time I didn't really cover the aspects of further progression, further synergy work, further champion builds, questing builds, which is the reason for me getting the character in the first place. If you do want to see that video, the link is in the description below. But what are the further reasons for me getting this character? The first reason is questing. Now, let's be real, we're going to get at some point a Cavalier difficulty. Whether or not that will be by the end of this year, whether or not that will be next year, it's who to say. And that will probably be a case that we'll have to have 5 stars and no 4 stars will be able to get into it. But until that point happens, utilizing a team that can go against different kinds of nodes and buffs is going to be really helpful. If we've got some difficult nodes, things that have got, you know, biohazard, we've got an Iceman with frostbite, we've got certain types of debuff based effects, then having a synergy team with Nick Fury at its core is going to be a welcome boost to you, and also reduce down the aspect of taking those debuff effects, number 1, and number 2, when it comes to Fury attacks, this champion is going to be helpful. Nick Fury seems to be going down in MCC history as one of those champions which is an amazing utility champion. We're considering the aspect of going up against champions that can do unblockable damage, and at the same time picking up on something that is really amazing with the Quake and as well the Ant-Man synergy. So having either Quake or Ant-Man in your roster is going to be really cool against those unblockable effects, especially considering if you suck a little bit at those unblockable effects and you kind of think, right, I need something up my sleeve, going up against like a Korg or a Thing, then this may be of help to you. It may not be the best solution, but if you're sucking at something, then you've got this in your questing team, it could be slightly helpful. As we touched on, an extreme conditions kit is still helpful, and it goes up against frostbite, goes up against incinerate. So yeah, really positive stuff. And at the same time, you can chop and change. You can have like a pick a mix centered around your Nick Fury. So you're then putting in Iron Man Infinity War, taking him out. Oh, that's going to be a bleed effect, right? Okay, I'll bring in Deadpool. Oh, that's not going to be too great on that one. I've got a Fury champion, so you're then going to put in stuff for contingency plan. So Nick Fury does allow your roster to diversify and at the same time go up against maybe debuff effects. You can prepare thusly for things that you think, right, I need this for whatever duty. Moving on from this, and as we know, all of the synergies that Nick Fury has benefit all champions. It's not specific to the given ones that you put in with a synergy group. It's all champions. We've talked about the way that it interacts with debuff effects, also with the idea that if you want to kill off Nick to get more attack rating, then that is your option. But also the way that contingency plan and as well the way that increased firepower works does actually benefit the champions or specific champions that do different things. Where increased firepower is fantastic and can benefit 2 types of champions, the number 1 type will be those that go from battle to battle with persistent charges. And two other champions that could be given an example are Aegon and Sabretooth, two characters that do an extensive amount of damage when they travel from battle to battle. Increasing that critical rating right at the beginning is going to be pretty cool. First 10 seconds, smashing a load of damage. We're talking 15 Furies on Sabretooth, for example. It's going to be absolutely tasty. And the second type of way this could be utilized is saying that a character that gets something at the start that's quite positive, or maybe damage outputs a lot, or has an increased or huge amount of critical rating right at the beginning, or a champion that requires a huge amount of critical rating to then get beneficial effects. For example, Crossbones, that if you build up your critical rating, then that is going to be pretty cool to then build up Furies quicker. Could be pretty positive. But also this could go hand in hand with the way that contingency plan works. In fact, there could be a lot of champions that benefit from Fury effects, and you want to increase the amount of time that that effect is in play. Whether or not the champion is left alive, as in Fury left alive, or he's dead. But you do need him alive in order for contingency plan to work. And this could be more of a beneficial type of synergy for those that are lead champions that are cosmic champions. The great thing about contingency plan is that it is not exclusive to cosmics. Where we've got the cosmic supremacy as well as the Beardo synergy, it isn't saying that we can use other champions that gain from those Fury effects. So that is really darn positive. As we said, you can look at Aegon, you can look at Sabretooth, you can look at Crossbones, and so many other characters that get that Fury buff, and have this guy in your roster to allow them to have an increased time or increased duration of that Fury effect whilst it's in play. Also, this makes me interested to create more videos and have a look at some synergies a bit more and seeing if the Nick Fury synergy can add more depth to characters that I don't normally consider. So remember, Nick Fury, a good champion, great utility, great usage with synergies. I'm really excited to see what other characters he can help improve a little bit more. As we've said, beneficial effects for Fury things, and then we've also got the fact that if you kill him off, you get better attack rating. He can be just there in your roster alone. He could be there just adding boosters to 4 that are not connected by synergy, or it could be all around one lead character. Diversify your roster, diversify your questing team based on this guy. Pretty helpful. I had a lot of fun using Sabretooth for this guy, Aegon with this guy. There's a lot of characters that I want to still utilize with him, but I still find it quite enjoyable to use a character like this in the roster to add improvements and also reduce down debuff effects, which is another thing that's incredibly important. So what are your thoughts on Nick Fury? Have you picked up this champion? Did you grind it from an arena? Did you get him out of crystals? Do you prefer the 5-star version? You don't care about the 4-star version? What are your thoughts on this guy for utilization and utility as well? Leave them in the comment section below. I'll see you tonight for the stream. If you enjoyed the video, hit that like button, subscribe for more Marvel Contest of Champions based content. Join the Discord, link is in the description below, and I shall catch you in the next one. Bye bye for now.